Good evening, everyone, and welcome along to round 4 of the Sierra European Racing Series Championship. This time out at Circuit de Spa-Francorchamps. That was 2 weeks ago. Albert Park Circuit in Australia. As always, starting off with the qualifying, and only 15 drivers on the grid. I think we're going to expect a few more, one or two more to come out a bit later. But as we start seeing some movement in the garages, movement in the Red Bull garage, is looking down the pit lane, and I think it will be Hecko to be the first one out. Actually, is that would it be Alpines or Williams coming out first? Yeah, that is Headers in the Williams, first out on track. So actually try and sort out my order a bit because it's very quiet on the from the outside, so I do apologize for that. I'll try and sort it out quickly. See if that is a bit better. Still very quiet, so I do apologise for this. Yeah, that's a lot better now. So Header's first one out in the Williams. Will be the first to set their flying lap as the sun sets at Albert Park. Is normally quite a late race in the day. But here we go then. First lap of the session coming around the penultimate corner and through a quite high speed final corner. Very important to get a good exit here as you get the run. DRS open onto the start finish straight. We'll have a bit of traffic here. I can see a Haas and a McLaren out on track. But as we head down towards the first corner, really nicely done. Quite difficult to get traction there. As we now run around the second DRS straight, 3 DRS straights on this track into turn 3. We had a lot of curb there. It's one of the corners that was renovated in 2020, 2021. Oh, that's very wide. They're not an invalidation though, so we'll still keep going. 27.3 for the first sector as we now head on to the long, not quite straight, but very much flat out section towards turn 10. DRS wide open once again, reaching probably your highest speeds on the track. And again, 45.3 so far. And again, very easy place to invalidate your lap as we now come for the fourth and final DRS zone. Again, a bit of traffic of a McLaren and Alpine ahead. But as we come to the final section of the track, we will set the target for everyone, and I think that might be a small bit of impeding around the final corner. That would be a lot of dirty air for the Williams driver. DRS open, we'll get a nice slipstream though, coming towards the line. The lap time to beat is a 1:18.9. So who we got behind? Feral Dude beats that 1:18.0. 9 tenths almost, no, close to 8 tenths quicker. Then we got Hacko across the line. Only third fastest, 22.7. I don't think that was the best lap from them. Who else have we got? Aston Martin of Jakeson around the penultimate final corner, and now goes even half a second quicker than Feral Dude. P1 17.5 for him. Now who we got? Mini just starting a lap. Anyone coming towards the end? Second Aston Martin of Ghost to the line. Not quite able to match his teammate. 32.9. I think that was a bit of a warm-up lap. I think they'll be going for a quick one now. Skittles will be coming towards the end of their lap now. On board. Listen to Alpine. Ooh, squiggly out of turn. I don't know what turn that is, but yeah. Rightfully so, bailed out of that one. Not the end of the lap they wanted. But who else have we got? Isaac, who did surprisingly well last time I commentated in Spa, on their hot lap. As we ride on board with that. Oh, as I do that, and he is out of the session. As that corner, turn 5, I think it is very easy to do that. And as Isaac demonstrated, into the wall. As I was speaking there, Hako improved on their time. It was a 22 previously, now at 17.4. So these times are tumbling even more. Only 5 drivers as minis found the grass. Themselves back going again. But who have we got coming towards the end of a lap? Zian, as they cross the line, 36.4. Again, a warm-up lap for them. So Datu into the pits. Nitro Bite, I think, on a hot lap at the moment. Through the third DRS, so we'll be coming up to the fourth and final one. DRS Open. Yet to set a marker, as have pretty much most of the grid not yet set their first lap of the session. McLaren. Rounds the final corner. Seems pretty safe on this lap. DRS Open. Where will that place him up into P4? Still about 6/10 or so off the fastest time. So quite a decent amount of field spread at the moment. Now that was Zian off the track there. Keep himself going. Actually not what they wanted. Enchaladad coming to the line again in the 18s, just pretty much the slowest of the representative laps we've had so far, though, as we go to Robert as well, coming to end their lap across the line up into P3. Much better for the other AlphaTauri, 2/10 off provisional pole. As of the runners we've had so far, who is on a lap? Ghost going quite slowly. There's Nitro Bite on another lap. Looks like it. I know. Rain light flashing, showing that they are harvesting, not on a lap at the moment. As I think pretty much everyone is on an in lap or an out lap. So quickly, I do apologize for this because audio levels are still not right. Try and make the onboards a bit quieter so they don't deafen us as we ride on board. As we ride aboard. I don't know why the game does this, so once again, do apologise. That's much better to listen to now. Turning the effects down into the pits comes up. So who we got on a lap? Headers has invalidated. Enchaladad in the pits. Oh, that's the Ferrari into the wall as we just joined them there. Bino not having the best lap. That is front wing gone as well. As they get themselves going. But I think we do have another one of the McLarens on a hot lap. So, annoyingly, when I turned the effects down, it then did turn the off-board sounds down as well, which is a bit annoying. The game has not very audio balance, but we'll finish this lap with Mini coming to the second sector. What will it be? 45.2 for the McLaren. The DRS will be open now. Long straight down, quite a lot of traffic. 3 or 4 cars up ahead. Have to hope that they're navigating nicely and everyone gets out of the way. Kind of final corner. Haas doesn't know which way to go. Almost contact. I think there was contact, in fact. There's a 5-place grid penalty for Zian. Not what they wanted. I don't know if that'll be able to be overturned, but across the line for Mini up into P7, and that's a Haas in the wall. That's Zian in the wall. I lost their front wing as well after that contact. Okay, not going well for a few drivers at the moment. Skittles, last time on board with them, saw them bottle it in the final sector. Will they be able to keep it together this time around? Sector 2, which really only has one corner part of it. Most of it is just this long, massive, flat-out section. 44.9 in the second sector, one of the quicker ones I think we've seen. Again, the fourth and final DRS zone. Breaking down into turn 11. Can get the best exit possible. Again, slight lift of the brake through 12, 13, very slow, and now 14. Try to get on power as quickly as you possibly can. DRS open. What will the time be for the Alpine driver? Up into P5, 18.0. Still 6 tenths off provisional pole, with their teammate not far behind, also on a hot lap. No, that rain light is flashing, so they're not on a hot lap. Into the pits they come. So, who have we got on a hot lap? That is Nitrobite once again in the McLaren. On a hot lap, DRS open. Coming towards the line. Will he be able to improve on his time? Does so. Provisional pole by almost half a second. Or half a tenth, I should say, sorry. For the McLaren driver. Big improvement there. Who have we got next? There's one of the Alpha Tauri's I just saw went across the line, but I think this will be our next driver to come across the line. I think I quickly saw a purple second sector once we joined on with them. Now brake towards the penultimate corner and the final corner. With the Max Verstappen helmet on, will it be a Max Verstappen lap for Robert to get back? Get to the front of the grid? Yes, it will. 17.3 times a tumbling. Another half a tenth improvement at the front of the grid. And I think we've got one of the Alpines or Red Bull. I couldn't quite see who it was, but I'm getting lost in the track like crispy chicken. And an outlap actually, so I think pretty much most people are on a cooldown, apart from Henna's though, who is certainly on a hot lap, heading through the second sector, well, end of the first sector, start of the second sector, coming up now. It is a 27.1 for the first sector, 1/10 improvement so far, but that will not be enough to get the positions gained where they want. Will they be able to find some time in the second and third sector as we ride on board with the Williams with a unique steering wheel? Doesn't have the screen as part of the steering wheel as most teams do. 3.5 improvement now. That's much more like it through the second sector. DRS open. This is pretty much the last sector we can gain a lot of time. Only sector with sector 1 and sector 3. Pretty much only sectors with corners in them. Will be round 13 and 14. Oh, big kick of oversteer there, not using all the track, probably won't be the best improvement as we come towards the line. It is 3.5 improvement up into P8. Still some time in there, I think, for Henna's. But pretty much everyone in the pits or on an outlap. So, Mini just started their X-Fire lap. We're getting to the point of the session where you'll be doing your last 1 or 2 hot laps, depending on how much fuel you put in the car. We ride on board with the McLaren. Flat out through turn 5 as we head towards turn 6. Pretty much matched his best first sector. We now run down the long straight. Have to get the best exit possible out of turn 6 if you want to be gaining any time whatsoever down here. As one of the Mercedes is going to be Crispy Chicken, I think, in that car. Does share Crispy Chicken and Joel Modders do share the same account. But didn't quite see the second sector split, so this will be the last chance for me to gain any time at all. Unless they're able to do a cooldown and then a final fast lap. Oh, again, big kick of oversteer there, and I think that might be their lap over. Across the line, does not improve, half a second down. Not the best lap there. Crispy Chicken does finally get a time on the board. Pretty much a second off the next car though. So we'll be hoping to go again. So who we got yet to set it up? Maestro joined us midway through the session. So will they be able to be... I think this will be pretty much the one and only lap of the session. 45.3, pretty middling middle sector. I thought I saw a Ferrari in front of us. That Ferrari does now appear to go off into the grass. Does manage to get going again. As we rejoin Maestro for the final part of the lap, carrying around the last few corners now. One and only lap of the session. DRS open towards the line. Where will this put them? Towards the line, it is 19.5. Not the best lap in the world. So they're going to have to hope they've got the battery high enough to go again. Does seem to be using the battery once again, but oh, that's Zian in the wall once again. On the outlap, will that give the wing damage? Not too sure, can't see anything, so maybe they'll be okay to go for the end of the session. Meanwhile, who have we got on a hot lap? Jakeson just starting. Feral Dude invalid. Headers, outlap, Mini. 2 tenths down in the first sector, currently harvesting. So no one really seems to be on a hot lap at the moment. Still only seems to be Maestro, as now they've got their rain light flashing. They are also harvesting. How about we watch a lap with one of the drivers yet to set a time? Datu across the line. Says it's no, there we go. Updated from the outlap, which we head through the first couple of corners. DRS open. Again, one of the drivers who's effectively doing a one-shot qualifying, no time on the board. So has to put it all on the track right now. Heads through turn 4, flat out through turn 5. Don't do what Isaac did, does not, keeps it on the track as well. 27.0 through the first sector as we have a yellow flag. One of the McLarens has had an issue at turn 11. As you head around the flat out section of sector 2, as I think the timer now counts down to 0. So this will be the last chance for everyone. If you have not gotten across the line, you will not be improving. Jakeson 17.3 sets the provisional pole time. Will anyone else be able to improve? We've got one of the Red Bulls, I think that's Hako ahead. Will be the first one to lay down a challenge. Jakeson, not like that, big kick of oversteer around the final corner, and I think they have now backed out of that lap as we head to Datu, spins across the line as well. Will they be able to put themselves up into P6? Pretty good effort for a one-shot qualifying. Who have we got now? I think it's Zian into the pits. As I think one of the Alpha Tauris coming to line. Intraladad does not improve. 2 tenths down. Who have we got next? One of the Williams headers across the line. Again, I think they did improve, but not enough to move their position. Feral Dude next across the line with one of the McLarens spinning out there. And that is damage. Who is that? Nitro Bite not improving. Feral Dude did improve. Gets themselves up into P5. Ghost stopped at the pit entry as well. So I think that is now qualifying over. So it will be Jakeson who starts on the provisional, on the pole position, not provisional anymore. Roberts will be on the front row as well, with Ghost not setting a final time in P3. So I'll try one more time to see if I can fix the audio setting. to try and middle it. I think that's pretty well the best I'm going to be able to get it. But here is the race, or the qualifying result. Jake's in on provisional pole with Roberts down in P2. Ghost P3 to get 2 Aston Martins in the top 3. Nitro Bike 4th, best of the McLarens. Feral Dude 5th. With Hacko DK in the lone Red Bull, I think it is P6. Datu P7, Scuttles P8. Enchiladat P9, and Headers rounds out the top 10 with Mini missing out. Top 10 in the second of the McLaren. Maestro in the Haas with the one shot. Qualifying Crispy Chicken, slowest of the represented times. I think Liam has well not been able to get in a good time. Kino Bino not able to get a time, and Isaac we saw DNF pretty early on in the session. So it affects none of the cars down to 0. I'll try that for the formation lap and see what I'm able to get. But as we now load into the race session, we'll see what the strategies are. I'll try and see if I can fix the audio settings once again and hope that I'm not getting trolled. I feel like this is not. Is there an FL? Fastest lap? Well, I hope there'll be a fastest lap of the race. As we wait for the drivers. Shame we can't look at the grid to see what tyres everyone is choosing. Here we go. Oh god, we're going straight into the race. No formation lap, all 5 lights. That's lights out and away we go. And I do not have any engine noises, which is brilliant. As you go for the run down towards turn 1, it is Roberts who gets the best start. 2 Aston Martins fighting behind. As no, everyone managed to get to the first corner fine. As we see one of the Alpines having a bit of slow, and there's a Haas off into the wall there. 2 Haas's, I think, were involved there. Zian and Maestro, Crispy Chicken as well, and one of the McLarens into the wall. Mini is off as well, gets a time penalty, another collision with one of the Mercedes there. But as we head back up to the front of the grid, it is Roberts who leads from Jason from Ghost at the front of the grid. And I'm going to quickly fix the audio settings. There we go. So apologies to that. There we go. Audio is back and clear as the AlphaTauri leads the 2 Aston Martins. And I think that's Jason looking in towards turn 11. Not quite able to get something done, but looking a bit further back in the grid, I did see a bit of movement. Isaac having a very good start of the race up into P9 from last on the grid. As there's already a bit of a gap in the train with Headers being a second behind us now under pressure from the Alpine as we run down in towards turn 1, as that is another Haas into the wall, and that is Maestro out of the race, and we do have a safety car deployed. Mini into the pits right away. This will be a saving grace. First safety car just after a lap in, and this will give us a good chance to see what tyre everyone is on, and pretty much everyone on the mediums, parts of Isaac and Kinobito on the soft tyre. So that could explain why Isaac got a very good start to the race. But in the pits we have Zian getting a front wing change. Mini puts on a fresh set of the medium compound tyre onto that McLaren, as does Zian. So I didn't get a best pit strategy, as oh there we go, as it comes out medium hard, medium hard, medium. That second strategy seems to be a little bit weird. I do expect us to be seeing the one stop for this race. As they're all going to be bunching back up to the safety car. Quite hard behind the pack, had a few incidents on that lap. So, as everyone catches up to the pack, try to burn off some fuel there, I think, for the AlphaTauri. As I do expect this to be... Ian is quite far behind, so I think it might be a bit of a lengthy safety car. As into the pits comes Isaac for a set of the medium tyre. Had a very good race, start of the race on the soft tyre, deciding to choose to go to the medium quite early on. The Mercedes a crispy chicken as well onto the medium tyre as we come up with another possible racer. Actually, soft medium, or I didn't quite see what the second one was, but I do think it is a soft medium. There's hard tyres for the Mercedes there. Is it hard tyres as well for Isaac? No. So, split strategies at Mercedes. Crispy chicken on the hard compound tyre. Could that get up to get that to the end of the race? Might not actually be burning fuel. Yeah, that is true. Warming up the tyres, because of course brake temperature does influence your carcass tyre temperature now in this game, which can lead to some interesting outlaps in qualifying and warming up behind the safety car. But everyone follows the safety car around. Got a few stragglers still closing up. One of the Alpines dropping back a bit there. Wanted to get a bit of a gap to warm tyres up, quite possibly. But I do think, see the sun glaring behind us. Again, does seem to be going a little bit stop and start behind the safety car, but I think we'll be getting Zian closing up of the pack very soon, so I do expect when we cross the line we'll be doing our final lap round the circuit behind the safety car. The safety car remains out as we pass the V8 supercar pit lane and then the F1 pit lane. Everyone has now caught up to the safety car train, so I do expect us to be seeing the safety car coming in at the end of this lap. So how about we see the biggest gainers and losers of the race so far. Roberts getting a good start off the line, managing to jump Jakeson into turn 1, leads the Grand Prix as Ghost stays exactly where they did off the start, making Aston Martin 2-3. Feral Dude up the pace, as well as Akadako. Nitro Bite not getting the best starts, down a couple of places. Skiddles and Henna's gain places. Henna's with a couple there, and Angela Dad staying where they were. Datu, well, if you exclude Maystroke, who is out of the race, getting the worst start, down 3 places. Kinabino up 3, Isaac up way more than 3 before he pit, but from dead last on the grid up into P12. Still a pretty solid start from Ring Crispy Chicken, again staying exactly where they started. Mini down 3 places. Zian last of the runners, up 1 as we do get safety car in at the end of this lap. So Robert will now be becoming the effective safety car. Look back from the rear wing of the AlphaTauri. Collisions in the back there, with Feral Dude getting a 5-second time penalty. Very slow and steady for the AlphaTauri as he now goes, and we are going to be racing once again in Australia, and the 2 Aston Martins follow quite well. Feral Dude not getting the best of starts, as well as Hako. Big gaps here in the midfield, but coming through across the start finish line. It will be green as we cross it. There we go, green flags being waved. Robertson still leads with the two Aston Martins. But a bit of a gap before Feral Dude and Echo, as Nitro Bite is now dropped a second and a half almost behind Hacko now. This could not be good, will not get the DRS when it gets enabled in 2 laps time, as we have a Ferrari spun down the order. Kinobino again having another issue off the start. Let's look back up further at the grid. Nitro Bite managing to build a bit of a gap to the Alpine behind. And in the slipstream will be the Williams of headers as we look side by side now in towards turn 9. This is going to be quite interesting through the corners. One of them going to yield? No, they're both still fighting through. As out off into the grass goes one of the AlphaTauris, Enchiladad. Still managed to keep their car in one piece though. So headers manages to get past Skittles. Oh, big jump over the curb there for the Alpine. But as we now look back up to the top of the grid, is Roberts who managed to hurt their position off the start. Feral Dude looking very quick there, quite close behind Ghost as well. Sets the fastest lap of the Grand Prix. As will be pretty much in this battle as well, as I think Hacko DK managing to just about on the edge of DRS, but Feral Dude looks very quick off this restart. Head through turn 5 and towards turn 6, pretty much line astern for the top 4. As we have a time penalty for Zian, another yellow flag. That is Mini in the McLaren again. Front wing still intact. There's a request for the tyre graphic, that is the wrong button. Pretty much everyone on the mediums, apart from Crispy Chicken, on the hards, as again we got more movement between the Williams and the Alpine, all very wide there. For Skittles losing a position, 2 headers and his teammate. They've got another yellow flag in sector 1, as now we've got movement. That is Roberts, who's dropped from the lead to P5. What has happened to Roberts? We did not see, but that now makes an Aston Martin 1-2 at the front of the grid. As DRS is now enabled. Won't get it for this straight, but will get it once we get to sector 2. And this could make things very interesting at the front. 2 Aston Martins. I wonder they'll be working together. As send a quick invite to Crispy Chicken. There we go. Dude looking very close on the back. Does have a time penalty. It's a 5 second for a collision, so I assume they will have to serve it at the next pit stop, so really needs to get a move on. As another yellow flag, I think that has Mini once again gets going. DRS open for Ghost and Feral Dude, but I don't think Feral Dude is going to get quite close enough to Ghost, and I think Ghost won't be passing his teammate as they get movement back in the P7 and 8. This battle never ends as Datu gets past Skittles, did what Skittles couldn't do. So I want to head back up to the lead once again as Isaac's now retired from the race. What has happened to Isaac? Another safety car. There you can see exit of turn 10 once again claims a victim, and out of the race for Isaac. Again, this will open up interesting strategies. So Feral Dude comes into the pits again. Oh, I've already got the tyre graphic up. Hard tyres for the Alfa Romeo does serve their penalty under the safety car, so that will be better than serving it under green flag pit stop. Does lose quite a few positions though. Lost to Nitro Bite there. Roberts as well, Hacko DK. So he's lost about 2 or 3 positions there. As I think, as we can see, as Yayas Logo has put it out in the chat, everyone who's making a pit stop under this safety car is going for the hard compound tyre. I think you will be seeing the hards to the end. So, got Zian and Mini into the pits as well. Front wing change for Mini as well. Also going on to the hard tyres to the end. So top 4 here. What's going on? Ghost temporarily lost a position to Datu there. So top 4 7-lap-old mediums, and pretty much everyone else on a fresh set of hard tyres. You got Zian, Chicken, and Kino Bino on unused or pretty much fresh medium tyres as well. So this will be interesting to see the pace difference between the top 4 and the rest of the grid here, because in this game you do get a bit of a performance delta between new and old tyres. So how that will evolve in the race, I'm not too sure. On to lap 9 behind the safety car, second safety car of the race. And it's the 2 Aston Martins who lead, from the 2 Alpines have not pit under the safety car, as has pretty much the rest of the grid. Hako DK first of the hard tyre runners, with Roberts behind as well. Former leader of the race before a mistake saw them drop down to P5 at the time, now P6. Could this strategy revive their race? Nitro Bite had a no, that was Feldud had a 5-second time penalty that they served under the safety car. So no penalties to the end. Do have a few people who do have some penalties. Mini with 9 seconds of penalties already. Sizzles with 3, Zian with 3 also. We have a look at the pit stops, top 4 yet to pit. P5 downwards, so pretty much the rest of the grid has stopped at least once. Zian with the interesting 3-stop strategy. But Kino Bino does close up quickly. Could see the safety car maybe come in at the end of this lap. Might be a bit of a late call, but we'll see. Safety car in this lap, yes. So Jakeson will back the pack up. Will be the effective safety car for this restart. Has to have a very good restart, whereas the top 4 have to, if they want to keep their advantage, as they are yet to pit. But here we go. Not quite going. Yeah, I thought it was going to go. Ooh, almost contact there between the 2 Aston Martins, but going to be a very late restart. And there we go. 2 Aston Martins get away well. 2 Alpines not getting the best of starts. What the Aston Martins would have wanted, but it's going to be important for the hard tyre runners to make as much progress as possible as we ride on board. Already movement down the grid as one of the Alpines into the wall. There's more carnage, more damage, front wings flying down the grid. Skittles almost dead last now as we have another safety car. 3rd safety car, with more safety car laps than race laps, but is not what the top 3 wanted, and very much not what Skittles wanted. And I think this could pretty much seal the deal for the top 3 are yet to pit. Are they going to pit under this safety car? Because surely getting close to the, not quite at the halfway point, still a 5 laps or so from it. But I assume this will be a fairly quick safety car, as pretty much the field is bunched up already. I'm going to take this opportunity to, again, I do apologise for this audio settings, but of course Codemasters and EA don't know how to make good off-board audio. ball with our highest place Hard's runner. That tyre graphic up once again. As into the pits, that is Zian in the pass. Again, they come into the pits. Get rid of those 7-lap old mediums. Set of hard tyres go on to the end. And out of the pits, and we'll be chased back up to the pack. Again, Skittles getting that front wing damage repaired along with Crispy Chicken. And they will both come out of the pits. And will speedily rejoin the pack. Lap 11 of the Australian Grand Prix in SERL Tier 2, once again behind the safety car. Wondering if we'll see it come into the pits at the end of this lap once again, because Crispy Chicken is almost up to the back of the queue. I do expect it to be not becoming this lap. One more lap behind the safety car. I think the hard tyre or the soft medium tyre runners will be wanting it to come in as soon as possible. To get rid of their medium rubber, because I think the more the safety car is out, the more advantage the hard tyre runners have. So, last lap behind the safety car. As we look back from our race leader, two Aston Martins had pretty much a dream race so far. Had some worries early on, but in the form of Robert made the mistake, dropped from the lead of the race, giving it freely to the two Aston Martins. As second safety car came out, they decided not to pit for the hard compound tyres as pretty much everyone else did. So we have quite a significant split in the strategy. Could we be seeing them going to a soft late into the race? It's a possibility. Who knows? Paco DK in the Red Bull, top of the hard compound runners, as well as Roberts, our former leader, from second on the grid, down in P5. Feral Dude have some pretty epic pace. Challenging the two Aston Martins before the second safety car came out. As safety car will be coming in at the end of this lap, so we'll be going racing once again, hopefully for a slightly longer period. But as we look back from Jakeson, weaving, getting heat into the tyres, we'll choose when to lead the pack back to green. Can't go too early, I don't want to catch the safety car once again. Last time went quite late. Will we choose the same strategy, or will they go a bit earlier? We head around turn 13. Does choose to go racing once again. Pretty good restart for the Aston Martins, as well as Hako DK is right on the back of the Alpine. And Datu would be a critical move to get this done. Not quite. Datu, oh, can't get my words out. Hako not quite able to get the move done. Further down the grid, Zian gets up into P11. As I think, oh, down the inside maybe. for the Red Bull. No, not quite. The Aston Martin will be wanting Daffy to be an absolute blocker for the cars behind. Again, we're seeing more battling between Reno and Zian. As that Skittles trying to find a way through side by side. That's going to be contact. Is contact. Both sent spinning round. Neither of them out of the race, so I think they'll both be able to keep going. Front wings look intact for the both of them. But they'll both be pretty far behind the front runners. As we go back to right on the back of the Alpine. Will be wanting to get past ASAP. Ghost not having to face his teammate either. Is there going to be any way through into turn 11? No, not quite. Oh, that's going to be a big slide from the Alpine there. We'll be losing a bunch of positions. Almost four positions, I think, lost in the one corner unless they can fight back through the Williams. No, down into P7 from P3. That's going to be absolute gift for these hard runners who will now be starting to hunt down Ghost next on the radar. Jake's really putting in some hammer time lap times, almost 2 seconds out ahead of his teammate. Any team orders in Aston Martin. Ghost holding up the pack for Jakeson. I do not know, but surely these hard tyres are going to be far too much for these 13 lap old mediums. Half the life of the medium tyres do the hard tyres have. So there's much less extra wear under safety car. Pretty much get nowhere under the safety car. Go back on board the Red Bull, not the best exit out of the turn 6. Overtake enabled to the inside of the Aston Martin. Surely this has to be a done deal. Through up into P2 for Hacko. Has got another yellow flag, and I think that is Kinobino having another incident. Hopefully not another safety car, because I actually want to see some racing. But up into P2 for the Red Bull. Dude will be the next one to get past the Aston Martin. The gap is a second and a half between Hacko and Jake. That gap is coming down a hand over fist, almost below a second already. Dude will be wanting to find a way through. DRS will be enabled at the end of this lap. So overtake enabled for the Alfa Romeo driver, and that, I think this is going to be a pretty easy move on the brakes. Yes, does so in the braking zone around the outside of the Aston Martin, down to P4 from Ghost, from P2 at the restart. I think Lawrence will be also licking his lips for that position. Back up into P2. Hacko in the DRS of Jakeson. Will they be able to get a move into turn 10 or turn 9? Sorry, maybe turn 11 as well. 6/10 is the gap with a much fresher compounded tyre. Feral Dude as well, very much in the train as DRS open for the Red Bull. There we go. See what that gap drops down to as now Roberts gets past the Aston Martin. So it's just falling like a stone for all the medium runners so far. Again, that's Datu down to P8. Oh, that was very close to a move there for the Red Bull. I think this is just a matter of when, not if, and I think when will be the start-finish straight, because that Red Bull is right on the back. Maybe even Feral Dude could get a move going as well. Feral Dude's right on the back of Hacker as well. DRS open for the two of them. Robert's not that far behind either. Both sitting right in the slipstream of the Aston Martin. Goes defensive. Oh, Hacker gets his time penalty for multiple warnings. That not be what he wants, and now could actually open the opportunity to Feral Dude down the inside for the Red Bull on the Aston Martin. Moves successfully, just about. Well, Feral Dude, no, Feral Dude spun into the wall. And the exit of turn 3, what could have been a very likely looking win opportunity for the Alfa Romeo, has now spun into front wing damage. That could be pretty much race over if we do not get another safety car. Hacko will now be wanting to rocket away from the Aston Martin, as now Roberts will be looking at the Aston Martin. Jakeson pretty much side by side. They're both getting rapidly on Hacko, who had this. Jakeson backs out. Robertson, who made a mistake earlier in the race, could have this win opportunity right back open, but that flashing light on the back of the Aston Martin showing that D-Racing tries to go down the inside, not quite enough on the tyres or the battery. Again, looking at a little bit of a slide at the rear there, showing those mediums are going off. Now, I think this is going to be the battle for the race win. Hako versus Robert. Junior team versus senior team. And Ghost has pretty much caught up to his teammate a lot as well, as Henna's also on fresh hard tyres. So, I think Henna's could be in for a bit of a surprise podium here. DRS open behind Hako, or Jakeson I should say, sorry. Still just within the DRS as a bit further down. I think that's Datu falling down even more, lost position to Nitrobite, now loses position to his teammate. This medium strategy just not working. Jakeson just about still within the DRS. Roberts will be very much in the DRS. 3.5 tenths is the gap. Wide open for the run down towards turn 9. Piovino gets another time penalty, backs out just a bit. As now Ghost and actually Henna's are battling. Oh, that's why that's just about contact. Almost a spin there for Ghost. Manages to keep it going. I think it might have been a bit of contact, possibly some invisible wing damage to the Aston Martin. They're going to have to hope for a safety car basically now. Putting a set of softs to the end. Again, Henna's 1 second gap to Jakeson as the lead Red Bull of Hako has that AlphaTauri hunting down. Jakeson still managing to keep up with them as into the pits comes the Aston Martin. Does put on a set of the soft compound tyre, so watch out for that. Aston could be very rapid as we head into the closing laps. 3 second time penalty for Mini. Again, multiple warnings. So getting up to some blue flag traffic. Jakeson outside of the DRS. Headers on the edge of DRS of Jakeson. I think just going to be outside for the detection point. Yeah, not quite. We'll have to wait another lap for the opportunity for DRS. Roberts, DRS open again on the run down towards turn 9. Very difficult to make a move here, but we have seen it done in the race. Again, about a tenth of a difference between them, 2 tenths as they head through the corner. Again, another dose of DRS, 4th DRS zone here. Wide open, no, not quite, too far back. So we get the telemetry up here. I want to see how much overtake these two have. 65% for Roberts, 56% for Hako, so pretty fairly even. Jakeson, pretty much empty as an entry battery. Doesn't surprise me as how much that Aston has been pushing. Try and keep up. Pretty much has to keep up and hope for a safety car. We've had a lot of so far in the race, but I don't know if it'll be coming. Look a bit further down the pack. Got a race on here between the McLaren AlphaTauri and Alpine. Nitrobite is leading this battle, all on the medium tyres, or soft tyre, hard tyres, got there eventually, for them. They're all just about within DRS of each other. As SERL dude sets the fast lap of the Grand Prix on a fresh set of the medium tyres, still quite far down the order. I don't think we'll be making that much of a recovery unless we get a safety car. Again, DRS open for these lot as we got a yellow flag in sector 3. No, that's not one of the leaders, that's the Ferrari of Kinabino. Not having the best races. And try not to get in everyone's way. Ghost on the fresh set of soft tyres pretty easily gets past Crispy Chicken. Has a 5 second gap to make up to get to Mini. I think I'll do that pretty easily. Jakeson, second Aston Martin, comes into the pits, has had enough of these soft tyres. Oh, medium tyres, I'm getting my tyres mixed up all the time here. Soft tyres onto the car. Well, he come out just behind his teammate, I think. Maybe ahead of Crispy Chicken. Yes, does get ahead of Crispy Chicken. So that's 2 Aston Martins have swapped on-track positions. And that is Mini making a mistake. Front wing still intact, but that's given an easy position to go to. Now has an 8 second gap to make up to the battle for P4. So very much doable, I think. As, yeah, lets the Aston Martin go, not his fight. Meanwhile, I missed this. Roberts getting past the Red Bull of Hako DK. Does get the second dose of ERS, but I think Hako will be eager to come back. Does have a time penalty though, as we will, oh, again, kick of oversteer there. When we come across the line, we'll have 9 laps left to go. As further down the grid, that is Crispy Chicken getting past Mini as well. DRS back open for Mercedes, keeps the position. Back up to the front pack. Hako not quite having an answer to Robert at the moment. But if we go to Enschede, DRS open, but that Alpine is looking very much in the mirrors of the... bit of an oversteer there, drops back a little bit as Nitrobite was starting to pull away from these two. It was a 9-second gap. DRS has brought them a bit closer. Must be Chicken back into the pits for a set of soft tyres. Mini as well, changing front wing onto the set of the medium tyres. So I think these will probably be the final stops of the race. Again, Hako getting very close to the back of the AlphaTauri. Again, DRS open, not using overtake. Will he go for a move down the inside? No, thinks about it. Didn't quite go for it into turn 11 again. Red Bull seems to have quite the rear end through turn 11. Not quite close enough to make a move on the AlphaTauri. Yeah, we'll have to sit back. These two are pretty much in a league of their own, 5 seconds ahead of Headers. He's then got that another 4-second gap to Nitrobite. As that's into the pits, does come Nitrobite. That's a very interesting strategy. Did he get damage that I didn't see? No, fresh set of the medium tyres. That's very interesting. Drops behind the two Aston Martins. Must think that that's the best way to go. Big undercut, because I thought that was a pretty solidified top P4 at least. For the McLaren, he doesn't seem to think it. 10 seconds to make up the Aston Martins, that's a lot in about 7 laps or so. As the Aston Martins, I say that, they were about 8 seconds behind at one point, now only 2.5 between the next couple of cars of Enschede and Skittles, who have both... that gap has opened to about 2 seconds. Here we go, down the inside. No, not quite. SERL dude's retired, and we have another safety car. As Nitrobite pit a lap too early. This could change the complexion of the race. What will the leaders do? They have a pretty significant advantage. They surely have to pit under this safety car. Does so. Yep, both AlphaTauri of Roberts and Hako DK come into the pits for a set of soft tyres and assume Headers as well. You'd be foolish not to take this opportunity as also into the pits. This could give a lifeline to the Aston Martins. Where will the leaders come out? Do they retain the lead of the race? Yes, they do. So it's going to be Roberts, Hako DK, and now Ghost back up into P3. Jakeson back into P4. Zing gets a drive-through penalty for speeding over the safety car. But 5-lap-old softs. Oh, there's almost contact between Hako DK and Ghost there as the leaders caught the safety car. Just went straight into the back of the Red Bull there. But as I was saying before that, 5-lap-old softs for Ghost, 3-lap-old for Jakeson. I don't know what the software is like on this track, but surely fresh soft tyres are going to be so much quicker than 5-lap-old, 3-lap-old softs. This is the 5th safety car of the Australian Grand Prix. Real game changer here, given the Aston Martins a lifeline, as this race could probably between Jakeson, Henners and Roberts, only drivers in the top 5 without a penalty. Hacko and Ghost both picking up a 3-second. Drive-through penalty for Zian though, for speeding under the safety car. Safety car was caused by a crash for Feral Dude, but probably last lap behind the safety car once we cross the line. I think we will have a 5-lap dash to the end. Lap 24 of 29. And this field is going to be all bunched up once again. Kino Bino caught in the pack as a lapped car. Long way behind the leader of quite an incident-filled race for Ferrari. But Roberts back in the position he once was at the start of the race. Off that brilliant jump off the start line to get Jakeson into turn 1. We have to get a brilliant jump on the safety car restart though. That is the question, to see if the AlphaTauri can win this race. Hacko DK breathing down the neck though. Jakeson on 3-lap older soft tyres than the rest. Ghost could be the one in trouble with pretty much 5-lap older softs. But I expect to see the message at the top of the screen in a few seconds time. There it is, safety car in at the end of this lap. We will have pretty much a sprint race to the end. Everyone on either fresh softs or fresh mediums. And Robert is the pace setter at the moment. We'll choose when to go. Either marble pick up on the tyres in this game. Marbles do affect your grip quite significantly. So I want to get those off tyres for the restart. As the sun sets in Australia. The sun will set on the Grand Prix. But who will be walking on sunshine at the end? As we go racing once again, Robert sets the pack away on to lap 25 of the Grand Prix. As Hacko looking very much in the slipstream, not quite able to get close though. Ghost as well, looking very close to the back of the Red Bull. Moves further down though, that's the McLaren. One of the teams there. Oh, and Zian has now retired from the Grand Prix as well. In the wall, another safety car. Another safety car at the end. This will be a very short one because I think we've got to have 2 or 3 laps at the end to the 5th safety car. It's even the 6th safety car maybe of the race. Will be a very close run to the end. We're going to have a handful of laps, at least 2 or 3 to end the race. So maybe even just have 1 lap behind the safety car. I think we've always had more safety car laps than race laps this race, but this has pretty much been a race of strategy. Well, the benefit of hindsight could have been an easy one too for the 2 Aston Martins. Did not pit under that significant safety car. I think the 2nd safety car we had of the race. Neither the Astons pit, but they managed to climb themselves back up into P3 and 4, albeit on much older soft compound tyres. I don't think we'll have DRS to end the race off. I think it'll pretty much be on raw pace. And Ghost and Hacker will have to be pushing like crazy to extend their pit penalty window. So I think Mini comes into the pits for another set of the soft tyres. The only pitter under the safety car. It did have an incident. The safety car restart, spin into turn 1, but I think the safety car will be coming at the end of this lap. As we go on to lap 27. So maybe we'll see the message at the top of the screen. Once he come across the line, maybe it'll be another lap. Not too sure. We're going to see the safety car in. No, don't think so. Unless maybe Mini just closes onto the back of the queue. And about here. Could we see safety car in? So around here, possibly. Really hope so. I want to get some good racing in at the end of the race. Nope, safety car will be out for one more lap, which is quite frustrating. But it is what it is. So, how about we have a look at all the positions again? There's quite a lot of movement from a lot of people in the race. Roberts up one place from where he started in P2. Hacko, second biggest gainer, up 4 places. Second, started 6th. Ghost in P3, not changing position. Jake's in from pole position, down 3 to P4. As Henna's biggest gainer, up 5 positions from P10, with Skittles round him up 2 from P8. Nitrobite started P4, I think it was, down 3 places. Enchilad down, up 1. Datu up 2. Crispy Chicken up 3. Possible points for the Mercedes, although I do think Mini could be taken down quite eagerly on some fresh tyres. So lap 27 of 29. I think this will be the final lap under the safety car. We would normally have in the F1 game at least 2 laps of green flag racing at the end, no matter what happens. So even if there's an almighty crash of every car in the field at the restart here, safety cars in the lap, we will not be getting any more safety cars this race. So once again, Robert will lead the pack. Hacko in P2. Junior team versus senior team. 2 Aston Martins looking to regain what they once lost at the beginning of the race. Henna's, could it be a podium for the Williams? I think almost anyone could win this race still, if something happens on this restart. They crawl round turn 13. It'll be Robert's choice of when to go, and I think he has chosen to go now, and it's not the best restart. Ghost very much on the back of Hacko into turn 1. Goes to the outside, getting in the slipstream of the AlphaTauri. No, not quite able to make a move as we head through turn 2. It's all pretty much line astern. Henna's looking very much at the back of the Aston Martin, not able to make a move quite yet, as it's side by side between the AlphaTauri and the Red Bull. Round the outside for Hacko DK, and does so. Will it be? No, not quite getting back from the Aston Martins. But it's okay for Robert still. Hacko does have that 3-second time penalty, as it's going to be a big slipstream fest down to turn 10. Henna's again looking very eager at the back of the Aston Martin. I think Robert's going to go back at Hacko here. Round the outside, no room quite, as Kitamura gets another 3-second time penalty. Again, back in the slipstream for the AlphaTauri. Is it going to be close enough? No, not quite. As Jason tries to have a go at the move down the inside, goes Jason and the Hacko. Again, not quite able to get the move. Jason got past his teammate. Back up into the P3 for the Aston Martin. As again, we're going to have one more lap of action here at Albert Park as we come round the final corner. It's going to be action-packed lap to see who will win this. Hacko at the lead at the moment. Has a 3-second time penalty serve as Datu out of the race. And I saw someone lag back there as well. I couldn't quite see who it was. But Datu out of the race. Pretty much gives Crispy Chicken some points now. As on the final lap, here we go. Anyone looking to make a move? How much battery have you got left? Jason will be wanting to get that P2. Headers will be wanting to get that P3. Right, all very close to the back of the Aston Martin. Ghost, very old, soft tyres. While the Williams are going to try and make a move. Oh, bit of a dip into the grass using all the battery available. But will it be a move into the final corner? Enchiladad gets past Mini. A bit further down. Jackson now once again. Robert again overtaken by Hacko. Will there be a dive into the final corner? No, not quite. But I think Robert's got this win anyway. Will Headers be able to get past the Aston Martin? No, not quite, as we've got another yellow flag in sector 3. None of the leaders though, so it's not a worry. But as we come round the final corner, it will be on track Hacko to take the win. But in reality, once penalties applied, it will be Robert who takes the win. Picks up another 3-second, but a win for Robert, who gets the final podium place. It will be Headers on the podium. Hacko drops down to P4. Nitrobike picks up a P5. Crispy Chicken up into P7 once all penalties applied, and Skittles, who seems to be a little bit laggy, will be the last driver to come across the line to see out the results. But it is the AlphaTauri of Robert who takes victory at Albert Park. Very strong guy. Mini gets driver of the day. Not entirely sure I agree with that. But what a strong race at the end there. So we hear the music. Waiting for the game to load, if it does ever load. Here we go, Roberts with the Irish flag on the podium. Surrounded by 2 Britishmen on the podium, but it's a win for the AlphaTauri. A well recovered P2 for Jakeson. As the invisible champagne is sprayed on the top of the podium. Headers as well as the Williams. I think a really good podium for him as well. But I was looking at the race results. Roberts takes the win. Not quite the maximum haul of points. Fastest lap went to Jakeson in the end. 19 points. The Aston Martin driver. Headers from P10 to P3. Biggest gainer of the race. Hacko DK dropped down to P4 with penalties. Nitrobike. Pretty good recovery. Up into P5 for the McLaren. Ghost, the second Aston Martin, got lots of penalties at the end. Down to P6. Crispy Chicken, best result, really good result there, almost best result of the season maybe, to P7, Enchiladad P8, Mini P9 and Skittles P10, and I couldn't quite read the rest because I got caught out by the timer. Anyway though, that is the end of the race. Thank you very much for joining me for the race. I've been Ren, and next time out will be in Singapore, F1's first night race, so I hope you can join us then.